Do it that way. But Phil McGuigan has been in Boquete doing wonderful things, very much on the down low. He doesn't want publicity. Most people don't know him. But for Phil, it's a full-time job, and he has supported so many charities in the area. But he has a particularly strong relationship with Nutre Hogar. So Phil's going to introduce himself, and then he's going to introduce Judy, and we'll take it from there. So give a hand to Phil McGuigan.
Good. Give me a hand up.
I said give a hand.
Yeah, well. Well, I'm delighted to be able to, It's mine, I didn't turn it off. I'm sorry, I'm on stage. I'll have to call you back. Thank you. Well, that did it. Well, I'm honored to be able to introduce Gira, and she's not here. Judy's going to be subbing for her, but Nutre Hogar Chiriqui is an exceptional organization. Gira herself is an extremely successful entrepreneur and businesswoman. To put it bluntly, she is goddess class. She is, if you get into trouble, you have a warrior. Whenever you call her to help get your ox out of the ditch, you'll see what I mean. Together, we created the Nutre Hogar Chiriqui Feed My Starving Children Malnutrition Remediation Research Center. And each and every month, Gira provides us a report. Here are 8 months of reports. And they have a picture of each of the 40 children in the care of Nutre Hogar Chiriqui, all of whom come from the Hospital Obaldia Malnutrition Ward. The difference between the hospital and Nutre Hogar Chiriqui is that Nutre Hogar Chiriqui, they get love and attention on top of good food and medical care. In any event, the impact of the reports have been stunning in that our last container we received 225,504 servings of Manapak rice. And that went to an extraordinary group of folks. It went to the Buenos Vecinos, got more than 77,000 servings. Medalla Milagrosa and Cielo Ancianos and the Padre Adano's Mission in San Felix, all thanks to our trusted partners at the Rotary Club of David, received over 35,000 servings. And then, of course, Nutre Hogar Chiriqui got about 32,000, and FPI only got 9,000 because they don't feed from the outside. So it is all because of these reports, and the impact of these reports has actually gone international. I didn't know this, but until it happened. But the second largest location for Somalians besides Somalia is Minneapolis-St. Paul. And the leaders of the Minneapolis-St. Paul Somali group went to Matter and they said, we want to be able to fight the terrible famine that's going on in Somalia. What's your idea? They said, we should introduce you to Feed My Starving Children, and you can get the Manapak rice. And they said, no, we can buy rice in Africa. It's cheaper. We just, the shipping, we save it. They said, you don't understand. Rice is just a vehicle for Manapak. The real value is in the protein, in the vitamins, in the minerals. It is truly transformational. Allow us to give you the last 4 reports that we have received from the Nutre Hogar Chiriqui Feed My Starving Children Malnutrition Remediation Research Center in Panama. In the first 6 months of 2017, 3 million meals went to Somalia. Wow. So that will sort of give you an impact. I really strongly suggest that you go on the bus trip. It is it's extraordinary to visit Nutre Hogar Chiriqui. You get to feel the impact that unconditional love can achieve in children. I've been studying brain chemistry a little bit. Mark Heyer got me on the subject. That's not my fault. And what's amazing is that you go to Nutre Hogar Chiriqui and you see the impact on these children of the care that they receive, and your brain sends out endorphins. It makes you feel good. It's amazing. And so I really recommend that you take the bus trip. It's an extraordinary group of people, and the impact that I have just shown you, if it was not for these reports, we would never have been able to achieve what we have. To date, we have imported pretty close to 750,000 servings of Manapak rice and Manapak D, which is the only food in the world made for diarrhea. I would also note, finally, that even though Feed by Starving Children is a big organization, they did not know the enormous impact that Manapak rice has on diarrhea. At Nutre Hogar Chiriqui, before the children started receiving Manapak rice, on average, about half the kids, about 10 of the kids would have some sort of diarrhea at some point. And after, it was reduced to only about 5. It was actually 20 kids down to 5. So the impact was never known by Feed My Starving Children, and it clearly affected the way they approached that food, which is distributed worldwide. So, thank you very much. I'm sure you will enjoy the introduction that Judy is going to make right now.
No, in the mic. Give me the one.
Okay, I gotta plug you in. Let me put this on you.
I'm so connected. I've never been so connected here. I feel like I'm in a FBI movie. Okay, and this one goes over here?
We're not going to give this movie to the FBI, don't worry.
Okay, good. Okay, well, good morning, everybody.
Morning, Judy.
My name is Judy. My sister is Gita. And unfortunately, she can't be here today because she got a doctor's appointment in Panama, and they told her 2 days ago, it's either today or in a month. And she has a real bad pain in her arm, and she said, no, I gotta go today. So, believe me, I cannot feel her feet, her shoes, like you say in English. I can't, but I'll do my best, and Nutre Hogar speaks for itself. It's not me, it's not her, it's everybody's help. We couldn't do it with everybody's help. So, I'm gonna do a presentation, and at the end, if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to help answer them. I also wanted to introduce to you Jose. Jose works at Nutre Hogar Chiriqui, and he's one of those angels that are constantly there helping out, picking up donations, helping taking the children to the hospital, I mean, doing everything. It's a team, and they all work together, and it's a big family. So anyways, meantime, let me tell you what Nutre Hogar Chiriqui is. It's a non-profit organization. We treat 40 severely malnutrition children who are transferred to us by the hospital, the Children's Hospital in the Vid. Parents can't just come to Nutre Hogar and bring the children and say these children need help. They have to go to the Children's Hospital. The doctors have to check them out and see what state of malnutrition they're in, and then the doctors refer them to Nutre Hogar Chiriqui. And there has to be a responsible person for the child. Why? Because sometimes these children have to go to the hospital, and we don't have enough help to send somebody, a nanny, to the hospital to take care of the child. We'll do our best, but we need somebody that's responsible for the child to stay with the child in the hospital until the child can come back to Nutre Hogar. Okay? Malnutrition is a severe, oh, here it is. Okay. One of the most developed capitals in Latin America. 2 children die of malnutrition every day. 10 suffer severe malnutrition. 70% of the indigenous community is malnutrition. We have recovered more than 1,700 children. We have 40 beds in our center, and they're there an average of 8 months, from 9 to 12 months. We give them hope. We're the third place of malnutrition, Chiriqui, in Panama. Divalá, San Lorenzo, San Felix, Remedios, and Tole are the other places. Our mission never ends. Please help us out. Your love is our force. And when you go visit them, you're going to see they're like that. I mean, they are so happy. One day at Nutre Hogar Chiriqui, this is what we do. We serve 40 breakfasts. We have to clean and disinfect 40 beds or cribs. We have 186 mamaderas, or what do you call those?
Nursing bottles. Baby bottles.
Baby bottles. We wash 427 because the children don't use diapers. They have to be cloth diapers, except when they go to the hospital. They have to be nebulized. We utilize 50 disposable diapers a day. We serve 40 complete diets, foods, and 44 special ones. They work 24 hours a day in 3 different shifts. And we have a very high daily medical expense. We give our children much love. A child is the promise of God that the world will be better and will continue. Okay, now I want to tell you the story about this girl. This girl, her name is Natalia. No me pongas lo que va a decir. Natalia, that this is her adult. Natalia came to Nutre Hogar for the first time October the 22nd of 1996. Okay? She was there for about 3 months. They took her out. So she left January 30, 1997. And she was only 1 year and 4 months old then. She comes back for the second time to Nutre Hogar about 4 years later because of a legal case. But by then, Natalia is old enough to go to school. And we don't have a school in Nutre Hogar. So we send her to a place in David called Hogar Medalla Milagrosa. Hogar Medalla Milagrosa takes orphans and they take people with problems, but they also have a school for other children because we're not an adoption center. Okay? So children that are in Nutre Hogar, you can want to adopt them, but you can't. And people that go say, I want to adopt this child, you can't adopt them because we're not an adoption center. So Natalia goes to Hogar Medalla Milagrosa, but every weekend she comes back to Nutre Hogar. And every holiday she comes back to Nutre Hogar. I remember having Natalia for Christmas parties with my family. because she's always in Nutre Hogar for holidays, for vacations, and for weekends. And my sister would go pick her up and take her and go with us. So when Natalia is 15 years old, she leaves Medalla Milagrosa and with her grandmother. And she starts high school in a college in Divala. And she's there until she gets graduated. So Natalia is now graduated from high school, and we just found out the other day that she is going to have a baby. So this is Natalia. She started at Nutre Hogar. We kept her as long as we could. We took care of her even when she wasn't with us in Nutre Hogar, and now she has her own life. So this is what we try to do, okay? We can't do this with every child that comes to Nutre Hogar because, first of all, they have their own family. She didn't. She only had a grandmother that couldn't take very good care of her. But we always try to help as much as we can, even when they leave Nutre Hogar. So now let me give you the presentation in English. And if you have any questions at the end, please feel free to ask me. Okay. Ah, pero viene con la foto.
The next slide.
The next slide is the picture. Okay. Here, Nutre Hogar was founded in October 15, 1991 by a priest called Romulo Emiliani. My sister started in 1996 and she hasn't been able to leave since. Okay, so she's been there for 21 years. Every time she says to the priest, because this priest, Father Emiliani, is now in Honduras. Every time they talk and he says, okay, priest, now you got to get somebody else to take care of Nutre Hogar Chiriqui because I don't want to anymore, or she doesn't want to, she does. But, you know, somebody else has to take care. Padre Emiliani says, nope. She calls her husband, Jorge, and says, Jorge, Gita has to stay in Nutre Hogar Chiriqui. So Gita has stayed there for 21 years, okay? Because, like I said, I can't feel her feet, her shoes, because Gita's an angel.
She is.
I mean, she is an angel. If she can help you out, she'll help you out. And she does it without any interest, and she does it, and that's one of the reasons this place works so well, because everybody knows that she's not going to take one penny away from the money that she gets donated and the food that she gets donated. And there's an auditor, this is audited, and anybody can come to Nutre Hogar and check the books whenever you want to. So then this is Nutre Hogar was founded in 1991, and it's there's 29 people that work in Nutre Hogar Chiriqui, and they have a 24-hour rotating, 3 different shifts. So, okay, ahí es donde quiero que comience. Okay, and then, so this is the center right here. Okay, la próxima. We have everything we need right now in Nutre Hogar Chiriqui because of people that have donated things to us. We have storage tanks. Why would we need storage tanks? We have to wash so many things in the washer machines. The baby takes 2 baths a day. So we have enough storage water for when there's no water in David. We have a power plant that was just donated to us by businesses, because that way when there's no electricity, we get electricity. We have 2 guards, dogs, Indy and Sasha, that were donated to us by Amigos Animales. And they are our pets and our guardians. And the children actually go out to the yard and play with them whenever they can. And the dogs come out the cage at nighttime so that they can guard. This is the external recreation area for the children, and they go out to play in the mornings and in the afternoons when it's not raining. And they always have to go to play with supervision, of course. This is the entrance. This is where you park. When children have to go to the hospital, they come out the main door, which is right there. Oh no, which is right there. That's a little church. This is a little place to go pray. This is the main door, and when children have to go to the hospital, they can get into the cars and they can be taken to the hospital. This is the main entrance, the reception room for the facility, and we receive people here. If you come as a visitor, which you are always welcome. Children want you to go play with them. We can't give them the attention they would want to have 24 hours a day. And the nannies play with them in the mornings and play with them in the afternoons, but they also would love for you to come and play with them. Usually they are playing from 9 to 11:30, and then in the afternoons from about 2 to 4:30. And you're always welcome. These are the administrative offices. That's where Jose is when he's not in the road. And we have a chief accountant, we have an administrative assistant, we have a secretary and messaging, 2 of them. Ay, todavía no, Jose. We work on a schedule from 8 to 4:30, from Monday to Friday, and Saturday from 8 to 1. And they are responsible for managing the whole facility. And the staff also takes care of all the children and the maintenance of the center. Okay? This is a very important place at Nutre Hogar. This is where all the formulas are prepared. Only one person can be in there, and they have to be specially dressed, and they prepare the formulas for all the different children. Depending on the state of malnutrition of the child, they drink a different type of milk or a different formula. And this all has to be prepared, and it's done by one person for sanitation purposes. Okay? So everything is disinfected. They work with the different formulas, from the special ones to the lactose-free milk to the whole milk as NAM, CLIM, and the health department makes weekly visits to make sure that everything is as it should be. The kitchen is where the meals are prepared for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks for the children and for the people that work there. This is the children's stimulation area. We have a lady that works in the stimulation area, and the children love to go there because they also play there. And this is one of the favorite places for the children, where we have a lady called Isa Castillo who's in charge of this department. And the department is very well equipped, and it's administered by schedules according to the needs of the specialty of the children. And they work there on the motor skills of the children. Okay? This is where they play. If you go with us on the 8th of March, this is where you're going to be playing with the children. This is where they play from about 9 to 11:30 every morning, and from about 2 to 4:30 every afternoon. And these are children that are from Nutre Hogar. Everything is painted. I mean, the center is spick and span. I'm not kidding you. It is clean. The children are well taken care of. And this is not like that just because I'm showing it to you. When you go there, you're going to see they're like that. And some of the people here have gone and go there, and they're going to tell you that it's like that. Okay. We have different rooms for different purposes. Okay. This is one of the rooms, and it's the nursing station. It is occupied by the smallest children who are at the center for nutritionary recovery. It has 12 cribs, okay? And the technicians that work here work 24 hours a day. And there's a nurse from the health department or from the health ministry who comes on Wednesdays. We have a general medicine doctor who comes on Wednesdays, and a pediatrician who comes on Fridays every 15 days. They work in a room that was prepared for this. They also make the nebulizations and the curings when it's required. So this is room number 1 and the nursing station. Now we have room number 2. This is also room number 2 and an isolation room. Because sometimes when we get one child with diarrhea, they all get diarrhea. But like Phil said, they hardly get any diarrhea now because of the special rice, which is a blessing. But they get colds, they get measles. Children are children. So when one child gets sick, a lot of children get sick. So we have room 2 and we have an isolation room. It's got 10 cribs. And it's currently used for the children who come for the first time to the center. And it's close to the nursing station, where we always have somebody. In case of any epidemic such as chickenpox, rotavitis, or whatever, it is used as an isolation room. And then we might have to put more cribs in there. Okay, then this is the room for the little beds, for the older children. Because we have children there that can be up to 5 years old. Usually not, but sometimes we do. So this is the room for the little beds. It's got 6 mini beds, which are occupied by the older children from 3 to 5 years old. In this room, you can find a bathroom which is used by the permanent staff and also a closet. This is room number 3, which is for children with speedy recovery. Room 3 has 12 cribs. Usually this room was remodeled, and it accommodates the children who already are in an advanced treatment, in their recovery or waiting to be discharged and can return to their homes. It also has a bathtub and a sink, which previously was used for isolation. So here we put the children that are almost ready to go home. Wardrobe. Why do we need so many clothes? We bathe these children 2 times a day, and we need to put, they're dressed with little shoes and little pants and little shirts and whatever. So if you have any children, or if you know anybody that has any children and they want to donate clothes, we're always receiving clothes, because the children need it. And also when the children leave the center, remember, they come to the center malnutrition. When they leave the center, they don't have any clothes. So when they leave the center, we also send them home with clothes, because the clothes they had when they got into the center doesn't fit them anymore, thank God. Okay? So this is our, and you'll see this also when you go there. This is our wardrobe. This is our laundry room. We have people working in the laundry room constantly, from 8 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 427 diapers, 140 sheets, 20 towels are washed daily. Then they're folded, taken to the wardrobe to be stored in the drawer so that they can be used again and then washed again. Okay, so this is time for dinner. The time for dinner, 40 plates of food are served and daily activity finishes. Generally, this last meal of the day is very light in order so that the children can have a better digestion. And each dish meets the suggestions required for their nutrition. So it's time for them to rest. Déjamelo ahí, un minuto. Okay, so you would say, okay, so we need about $25,000 a month for the center. And the government gives us $1,833. So how do we get the rest of the money? We get the rest of the money through donations. We don't only count the donations in money. Our donations are also in products. We get people that donate vegetables. We get people that donate these beautiful blankets. We have people that once a month, Cowboy Noah, a farmer gives us a cattle once a month. for food for the center. With that, we get soups, we get meat, we get all kinds of stuff. So I mean, we have all types of donations: milks, diapers, all kinds of donations that are counted in the $25,000 that we need a month. What are the requirements for a child to go to Nutre Hogar? First, they have to suffer from 2nd to 3rd grade malnutrition. They must come from a poor family. We need a writing consent of an adult that's responsible for the child. They come referred by a doctor by the Children's Hospital. If possible, we need a birth certificate. And in case of hospitalization of the child, one of the parents has to visit or take care of them at the hospital. Okay? So what is their itinerary at the Nutre Hogar Chiriqui? In the morning, they get up. I wrote it down so I would give you the correct information. They get up in the morning, and from 7 to 8 they take a bath. After that, they go to breakfast from 8 to 9. So that's one meal. Then they go to play from 9 to 12. But in between, they get a snack. Okay, so that's a snack meal. Then they have lunch at 12. Usually from 12 to 1. Then they take a nap from 1 to 3. Then they come down to play again from 3 to 5. At 5, and in between they get a snack. From 5 to 6, they have dinner. Then they're bathed again, put pajamas, and they go to bed, and then they're given a little cracker or something before they go to sleep. So this is a daily itinerary at Nutre Hogar Chiriqui. It's a full-time job. Okay? No le pongas la música, la ponemos dentro un ratito. Do you have any questions? Yes.
Do you want to do it with the loudspeaker?
Just talk a little bit about the follow-up program once a child is released.
Oh, very good. Thank you very much. That's a very, very good question. Once the child leaves, once the child leaves, they go home. We send them home with food, with toys, with clothes, and every month they have to come back to the center so that we can weigh the child again and see if the child is being well taken care of. And they go back, and this is done for a whole year. Every time they come to the center, we pay for their transportation because they don't have money. And 99% of our children are noble bugles, are from the Indians from the mountains. 99% of the children there, you're going to see them, they're all indigenous. Very few, they're Panamanian, but very few city or they're mostly indigenous. So we pay for their transportation. And when they come to the center, we always try to send them back with a knitted beauty that Brandy does for us and her quilting group. And we send them back with food, and if we have extra toys, we send them back with extra toys. So that's how we follow up for a whole year, hoping that in that year the parents will learn how to maintain, to keep them up. We usually have 40 children there, so once one leaves, we have children in a waiting list. So any more questions? Yes.
Judy, what's the recidivism rate? In other words, do you get these children back malnourished again, or other siblings in the family after you've treated one?
We have, and we do have in the center people from the children from the same family, and we have had the case of other malnutrition children coming from the family, but because of this follow-up program, it's less and less. And we have tried to also have centers by where they live so that they can follow up over there. So the malnutrition children coming from the family has been getting less and less and less. Yes.
For the older children of the group, do they have any educational component of what they're treated with? Are they given the ability to go through books and have people read to them or things like this?
We don't have older children. Once,
Up to what age do you have children?
usually up to 6 years old.
Okay, well, 4, 5, and 6-year-old children need to have people read to them, talk to them, and so forth, so that they build their language skills and learn about socialization.
We don't have, that's why we need people to come to the center and help us out, to come and read to them and play with them, because we don't have a school there. It's only for taking care of them. Now, the girls that work there will play with them, and the center where they do the mobilization for them, they'll try to, but to tell you the truth, we don't have enough people to help us out reading for them. We don't.
Oh, I can talk loud.
So what about help, education for the parents? Is there any kind of parenting little skills that are taught to the parents, that they understand the importance of proper nutrition and so forth ongoing?
When they come to the center, because they come to the center to visit their children when they're hospitalized, we try to educate them on what we're doing with their children, so that when the children go home, they will follow or try to follow. I hate to say what I'm going to say, but it's true. Indians are very tough to teach. Very, very tough to teach. But they do learn that they don't want their children to have to come back. And they do see that their child is a totally different person than when they brought them. So in their own way, they learn. Okay, does that answer your question?
Judy,
Yes.
question over here.
Yes.
Where are you located? I would not be able to go on the trip, but I would like to visit and
Yes.
see where I can help.
We are in a place called Loma Colorada, which, does anybody know if Waze will take you there?
Yes, Waze will take you there.
It will, okay.
Okay, it's called Nutre Hogar Chiriqui, but it's very complicated. But it's more or less in the area where the cemetery is, the cemetery of David. And there are signs that say Nutre Hogar, but it's very confusing. But once you go there, but Waze should be able to tell you.
How far away from the park, Central Park?
Oh,
Away or not away?
yes,
Away.
yes,
Away.
yes, away.
Okay.
You can't go on March the 8th?
No, I cannot.
Okay. We can do it another day if you want to go, because I hope you don't get lost the first time.
Oh, if I get lost, I won't get lost. I won't get lost.
Okay, by Waze. And like I said, 9:30 to 11:30, the children are playing. 2:30 to 4:30. And if you can come and read for them, and it would be amazing. Yes.
Sounds like a wonderful place. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What I'm wondering is, if do you ever have a parent that will come and say, I want to take my child now? And is that legal, or do they, once they're there, the parent cannot come and take the child away?
If they insist that they want to take the child, we have to give it to them. Because legally we can't keep a child without the parent wanting him back. So far that hasn't happened, because they can come and visit their child whenever they want. Whenever they want. And sometimes they even eat with the child. So they're always welcome to come to the center, and sometimes they even bring the little children, and they end up eating there too. So it has never happened to us, but if they said, I want the child, we have to give it to them, because we can't keep them, it's not legal. But usually they don't, because we're taking such good care of them.
Back here with the mic.
Yes.
Do you know of any organizations that are actually up, say, on the comarca, who are trying to work with the indigenous to get their food sources better, I know we have several former workers, and they have gone back to the comarcas. I know that they have, for the last 2 years, their crops have just been wiped out and they've got nothing. So, you know, this is an incredible program, but I'm wondering what, so they go back, and we all know how this works. It's so easy to then have no food and get back to where they were almost.
José,
So who works with these people up in the comarca?
José, ¿hay algún programa de que en la comarca hay algún programa de que ellos sepan sembrar sus propios vegetales?
El Nutre Hogar Nacional tiene implementado
Nutre Hogar Nacional, which is there's a Nutre Hogar in different provinces. Okay, we're just Nutre Hogar Chiriqui. There's Nutre Hogar Chitré, where else? ¿Dónde más?
todas las provincias de Nutre Hogar.
In all the provinces, there's a Nutre Hogar. The head office is in Panama City. So José is telling me that the head office.
En Panamá Nacional ellos tienen implementado granjas y van personas a ayudarles, a enseñarles cómo
sends people to the different places in the comarca to show the indigenous people how to plant and harvest their own things to eat. Y eso lo hacen en todas las provincias.
Por regular, sí, más en las comarcas.
Mostly, I asked him if that's done in every province, and he said mostly in the indigenous communities. So there is a follow-up, and I'm sorry, I didn't know. See, I learned something new every day. There is a program by the head office.
Brandy?
Yes, Brandy.
Can you take some things home with you?
Yes, I can.
I think Brandy should stand up.
I think Brandy should stand up. And I want to show you some of these beauties. I have to show you.
Today is Brandy's birthday.
Happy birthday, Brandy.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm giving away the presents, though.
Oh no. You gotta see some of these beauties.
Also, anyone who has knitted and crocheted and donated to that, is there anyone here that has done that?
Yes, right here.
Oh, please all get up.
Stand up, Linda. Stand up, Amy. Stand up, Joy.
This is the association, and whenever we get donations, when the children come or the parents come and the children go home, we send them home with these beauties. Wow. Look at that. Oh my God.
Beautiful.
They are gorgeous. Look, some of them I said, I wish my head was smaller. Look at this. Look at that. And look at it, goes with a little hat.
And then, no pressure.
Look at this.
So wonderful seeing them walking down the streets with these on. I get to see
No, I
them
don't.
with the hats on.
No, these are not coming back.
Look at this.
So cute.
I mean, they're gorgeous.
And
Here, is that microphone?
this organization that does this, that knits and quilts and crochets, is not only expats like us, but we have Latino, Panamanian ladies who sit and knit with us, and we have Nutre Hogar ladies, including a mother and her 10-year-old daughter who work with us.
Ya voy a poner la imagen de la niña que estaba en desnutrición y se recuperó.
Perfecto, después me pone la música.
Después de eso sigue la niña con los hijos.
And I am so unbelievably proud of them. But yeah, this is one organization that we love to help.
And we love for you to help us. I mean, without angels like these ladies, I mean, we have so many angels helping us out, because for me, everybody that helps in this organization or any other organization to help people is an angel, because we were brought to this world to help humanity. And in the smallest way, we can help. And I want to thank everybody that does help us, because we live out of your love and out of your help. Yes.
I want to say, for those of you, Judy has introduced herself as Jira's sister. She's a big help out at Nutre Hogar, but she's also the one who's organizing the bus trips to Panama to see Panama the musical. And that's going to be that's a tremendous thing. So if you want to talk to Judy afterwards about going on the bus trip, I think you've got 2 coming up. One might be filled and sold out.
February 8, February 9, we already have 40 people. We have another bus March 4, 5. March 4 is the last presentation, so it's going to be the biggest hit.
You know, the musical is going to move from Panama to Canada and then to France.
And maybe
or
to China.
Britain and maybe to China. So you have a limit. You don't have forever to see it in Panama. And I will say, they have a great deal of fun on the bus.
Oh, we do. A lot of mimosas.
They dance, they sing.
And if you're interested afterwards, let me know and we can talk outside for the March 4-5. So anyways, only through the trust and support of all the people and the companies that believe in our mission can we continue to carry on this loving hope. Hopefully Nutre Hogar will count every day with more helping hands. There is still much to be done in Nutre Hogar, and we'll always be there to give a hope of life to all the children in Panama that suffer from malnutrition. Help us to give hope to these children who have nothing in this world. And then I want to show you something. This is Milena. Milena came in like this. Severe malnutrition. Okay? And look how...
Wow.
I mean, each baby is a love story. Each one. Because you see them coming in and, you know, frightened, scared, hungry, and then little by little, their whole personality, everything changes for them. They get hope, they get love, they get, you know, smiles, they get food. So, and then this is the outcome. ¿Tienes más? This is another baby. Came in like this. I think I met him. Johnny todavía está ahí.
No, ya se fue.
He just left. He just left. If some of you went last time, he was there. And he left like this. Look at that beauty.
Yes, cute.
¿Tiene más? Okay, these are the common needs of the center. And like I said, when I ask for donations, we don't only need donations of money, and we don't only need donations of food or milks. We also need donations of you to come and play with them. But this is what we need. We need special milks. Once a year, we do a collection of milks in Arrocha. And people ask me, why so many different milks? Because these milks are very expensive. And it's because depending on the malnutrition of the child, a different milk is needed. So we need all these different milks. We need diapers. Why diapers when I told you they don't use diapers? They do need diapers when they go to the hospital. And if they're hospitalized, we need diapers. And then we need the cloth diapers. Those are the ones we use a lot as well.
Otra cosa que es muy importante también, que no lo menciona ahí, es que también los utensilios de limpieza, porque eso nos ayuda a nosotros a lo que es desinfección de la cloro, jabón.
Okay, and Jose was telling us that another thing that is needed a lot is for disinfect. Clorox, soaps, alcohol, ¿qué más?
Pasta de dientes.
Toothpaste, toothbrushes, I mean the baby ones, you know, all the ¿cómo se llama? Para lavarse, limpiarse las manos.
Ese jabón alcoholado.
You know, the special soap for sanitizing your hands. I mean, we need everything. And we live out of all your donations. So anything that you can do, dispensers, alcohol, antibacterial soap. If someday you have something and you can't go to David, just let Penny know and give it to Penny if you come here on Tuesdays, and I'll pick it from her. I'll pick it up from her. I'm more than happy that you can help us out. Okay, dale. And then, do you have any more questions? No? Okay, then this is a little present for you.